What's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday to you. We've got a new development in the Justin Tucker situation. As of this morning, the Baltimore Banner is reporting that there are three new women coming forward making very similar allegations to the six that came out on Thursday. They released an article, a brand new one, detailing all the new information, talking again about the two spas. Ojos and Studio 921 management said that they banned him from returning. A statement via, I guess, a picture of something written down, something typed out, has come out on Twitter. This was tweeted by Justin Fenton. Justin Fenton was one of the writers of this newest article on the Baltimore Banner. I'll read this statement for you guys. It is dated 5/20/2015, so May 20th back in 2015. So almost 10 years ago at this point. It said, the name is redacted. They are now referring to her as M for her safety, for her anonymity. Says, I, at this point, no longer feel comfortable working with Justin Tucker. He has made it a point in previous sessions to expose himself to me by untucking my drapes, regardless of how many times I have to redrape him and tell him he is messing up my drapes. He has done so again in our most recent appointment of 5/18/2015. Additionally, in my most recent appointment, he made it a point to run his fingers along my inner thigh, even after abruptly moving away from him, moving his arm back onto the table and asking him if he would pull his arm down on the side of the table. He had ignored me. He did this twice. This happened at the end of the session as I was closing it, so the session ended anyway. This put me in a very compromising and uncomfortable situation. As a professional in this field, it has been reported that Justin Tucker upholds a reputation of exposing himself among therapists in the past and with past therapists. I understand that Justin Tucker is an important client to the GQ, but as an employee of the GQ who tolerated the previous interactions with him, I no longer feel safe or comfortable working with him. So that's the newest statement to arise. And the other two women that have come out today or have been reported to have come out today, all of those same stories match the previous ones from Thursday afternoon. At this point, 10:42 Central Time, 11:42 Eastern Time, Justin Tucker is yet to come out with another statement. I know that we talked about his statement just from the other day, talked about it in yesterday's video, where he said things like, the allegations in the Baltimore Banner article are unequivocally false. He goes on to say, in accusing me of misconduct, the article takes innocuous or ambiguous interactions and skews them so out of proportion they are no longer recognizable, and it presents vague insinuations as fact. This is desperate tabloid fodder. He ends that statement saying, I cannot be any clearer. These allegations are false and incredibly hurtful to me, and more importantly, my family. I think it's very interesting that we didn't even talk about this on yesterday's show. In the middle of that, in the middle of his statement, he talks to me, or he says, when I first learned the newspaper was writing this article, they refused to reveal the full claims they were planning to make against me. It wasn't until I was forced to hire the leading defamation law firm in the U.S. to write to the paper, and they finally revealed that they were planning on writing. Then, when they did finally provide some of this information, they gave me next to no time to provide a response. It is clear why they had no interest in what I or anyone else had to say. So basically, in that statement that Tucker made on Thursday, he is openly admitting to knowing about this article long before it came out. Right? He somehow found out what they were writing about him, and then hired the top defamation law firm in the United States to write to the firm to finally see if they would want a statement from him. And then he said it's obvious they did not want to hear anything that I had to say. And so I think this explains a lot over the past, maybe even the past season. Tucker didn't have his best season kicking the football, and this might be a reason why, right? He knew about this. I think this also explains him having a really long, typed out, 5 paragraph statement just to go right when this came out. A lot of people say that was fishy. A lot of people say that he probably knew this was going to happen at some point, so he had this written down. No, he says it in the article himself. He knew that they were writing this article about him from the Banner itself, and so he had a statement ready. He had a statement to prepare. And still, as of this morning, right now, there's nothing from Tucker on this newest article. And so now that brings the count of women, of massage therapists who have similar stories, who have similar allegations against Tucker, up to 9. This, again, came out on Thursday. This is Saturday morning, so we'll keep you up to date on if there's anything that comes out new over the next few days, if there's any other women who have similar stories. But we just talked about yesterday on what this will mean as a NFL policy standpoint, what the NFL will do, what the NFL can do at this point. Jonas Schaefer talked in that original article about the NFL's policy and said, under the league's personal conduct policy, players can be disciplined if they're found to have engaged in conduct that poses a genuine danger to the safety and well-being of others, or that undermines and puts at risk the integrity of the NFL. So in that statement right there, it says, if they're found to have engaged in conduct that poses a genuine danger and safety of well-being or of others, or that undermines and puts the risk of the integrity to the NFL. And so I'm not necessarily clear on whether that means they're found to have done all of those things to be a genuine danger because of allegations, or they're found to have posed genuine danger after an NFL investigation. And we talked about this really in the first video that we did on this Thursday afternoon, that the NFL investigations can take a long time. The Rashee Rice investigation still isn't over. He would have played the entirety of this season if he hadn't have gotten hurt, right? He was served no suspension, and that was on video, right? That was clear evidence of that happening in downtown Dallas and in the accident and all of that. And then you go back to the Ezekiel Elliott situation from 2017. I think this is why NFL investigations are taking long, and that the NFL doesn't do anything before the investigations conclude, because they gave Ezekiel Elliott, I believe it was a 4-game suspension at the time, and then found out about a year later that he wasn't guilty, right? He was innocent. And so the NFL likes to, I think, give players, I don't want to say the benefit of the doubt, but they agree with the sentiment of innocent until proven guilty. And so I'm not sure if they're going to have any kind of suspension for Justin Tucker until that investigation is concluded, which could take a little bit of time. The interesting aspect in all of this is if anything comes out over the next couple of days, maybe the next month, that Baltimore did know about this. It's hard to say whether that's going to happen or not, right? That's going to be a hard thing to prove if an entire organization, an entire team president, owner, general manager, head coach, that they knew about this. And so I'm sure that's where the investigation will take that next turn. But as of right now, 3 new women come out today accusing Justin Tucker of the same thing, bringing the count to 9. We're yet to have a statement from Justin Tucker, but we'll keep you guys updated. Thanks so much for watching on this fine Saturday morning. We're going to have the latest on Justin Tucker throughout this entire process. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to subscribe.